Thanks for checking out my YouTube page. I'm here with the Tumbler and the Bat Pod from the new The Dark Knight movie. Let's take a look at the film and sit down and talk with the stars of this film.
The dawn is coming.
And here we go. This city deserves a better class of criminal.
I can't tell you the last time I watched a movie and didn't look away or look over or anywhere else, except for, it's so mesmerizing. And I think one of the things that IMAX had a lot to do with that. It was just so beautiful. But how does that change as a director? Because you would think that the composition or your focal point of a scene would be changed when you're dealing with such a large image.
The way in which you shoot IMAX is a little bit different. The lenses are very wide. It's a very tall image. So you do need to adjust your framings somewhat. But actually, once you get into the rhythm of shooting it, and very much for the audience watching it, you can make it more and more like the way you would shoot a regular 35mm film. Because as filmmakers, we got used to the technology, but as audience members, you get used to watching it through the course of the film. And so with the opening, we were very careful to shoot it in a very precise, slightly calmer than usual manner, and let the shots play a little longer and let you find things in the massive frame. But as the film progresses, we get sort of more and more frenetic, really, and I don't think people notice. They seem to sort of, go with it.
One thing that I've never seen in the movies before, and kudos for coming in, a tractor trailer flipping down the middle of a street. Did people tell you were crazy, or was that even possible at one point?
Yeah, people didn't tell me I was crazy. They just sort of, Chris Corbell, our fantastic special effects guy, just tried to talk me into a smaller vehicle all the time. And, could it just be a van, or could it roll sideways and all the rest? And I went with that for a while because, if he says he can't do something, he's somebody you believe. But one day I just sort of said to him, I'm sure you can figure out a way to do this. And he kind of rolled his eyes and went off and found a way to do it. And he did it absolutely perfectly. It was an incredible and beautiful thing to watch. This thing just flipped straight up and over, hovered for a second, and down within feet of where he said it would land.
And the city didn't blink when somebody told them that's what they wanted to try? Or?
I'm sure they blinked when we first said that's what we wanted to try, but they worked very closely with Chris and his team to figure out the physics, the mechanics of how this thing would work and how city property would be protected and the safety of it and everything. But they were very, very gracious, City of Chicago. I think it would be hard to have made this film anywhere else, frankly.
Is this the same Batman that we saw in the last movie?
This is the same Batman, except that really it wasn't until the end of the last movie that we saw that Bruce Wayne had sort of achieved his Batman persona. And so with this film, Christian just jumps into the character sort of fully formed in a way. And so he moves on from where he was, and he's tested in new and different ways, and he's subject to a lot of questions about assumptions he's made about how he's going to be able to carry on being Batman.
It's talking about Christian and the word jump. Isn't it a little bit dangerous to have the star of your movie standing on top of the Sears Tower looking out and having it be really him?
Well, to be honest, it's not dangerous because he's sort of tethered very safely, and obviously we wouldn't let him near anything. We really felt he'd be in danger. But I have to say, I'm pretty astounded that he actually had the nerve to do that, because whatever the safety measures are in place, I certainly couldn't go within a mile of the edge of that building. I mean, he was 90 stories up. It's a long way down.
Maybe the bat suit gave a little bit overconfidence. I'm
Possibly.
not sure. Thank you.